It's Saturday morning and we are in the car again, and we're on our way to pick up a wide body for the budget build E36. Got about a 2-hour drive from where we live to a place called Colac. I cannot wait to show you the deal that we've managed to score ourselves today. We're almost there. Stuff like this that makes it actually possible to do budget builds and actually have them good. So if you look behind me here, you may notice there's something attached to the wide body. And that's because, typical Nathan fashion, I have managed to buy another E36. So instead of just getting the wide body, we've bought the entire car. As I said earlier, there's a deal that I couldn't pass up. And the plans of this car we'll go into a bit later, and I'll just give you a full rundown of the car when we get home. At the moment, we're going to load it up on the trailer and we'll get back on the road home so we can get this up on the hoist and prepare it for the Women's Drift Day coming up soon. If that's not a hint, then I don't know what is. Alright, so we're back home now, and I guess I got some explaining to do. I didn't really want to do this because I wanted to really do the budget build and, you know, stick to a budget, etc. But it got to the point where this just made way too much sense, and it actually works out cheaper and everything. So I'm gonna be super transparent. The car cost me $1,500, right? As is. It's manual. I'm not sure if it's factory manual, but I'll show you now. It is manual. It's got a Boss on the steering wheel. It's already got a seat mount. It's got an upgraded fuel pump. It's got the over fenders, which alone are worth like $1,200. Like I had a look online to see how much Click Tuning sell them for. By the way, I'd still recommend going Fitment Lab and using my discount code here if you want over fenders for your E36, because it will be cheaper than this. But roughly, you're not getting them for under like $1,200. Like I think they were 1,050 Australian dollars plus shipping. So, you know, that already makes sense by itself. The boot has been cut out, ready for drifting. It already has a welded diff. So basically everything that I still needed to do on Beck's car, including manual swap it, has already been done. Now, the engine is the same engine that's in Beck's car, but if you look closely, you'll see this. So we got a wide band and a boost gauge. That's because this car is already turbocharged. Now, there is some work still to be done because they have removed the turbo off because it blew the turbo, and it was a low mount turbo, and the guy wanted to make it a high mount turbo with a J-pipe setup. It basically needs money, so he sold it as a bit of a project. It's nothing that I can't do. So it's, you know, some new exhaust and some manifold stuff to make the turbo setup work, intercooler piping. We're still going to do it all super cheap. He's given me a full length exhaust that used to go off the back of the turbo. I've got bits of aluminium for the cooler piping down here, an intercooler, and right here we have a new Max Pitting Rods turbo. He's put the filter on it, but otherwise, yeah, he has not put the turbo on the car. It's slightly bigger, tile wastegate. So basically, we've got everything to finish the turbo setup. We might need a few little things. We're going to turbo this car. We're actually going to finish it and do it properly, basically. So it's still super budget, but it does have like a Turbo Smart fuel pressure regulator, a random aftermarket UK ECU. It's like a full standalone basically for it. They're like 600 and something US dollars, I think I've seen online. And it gets tuned by like some crappy software. So it's no Link, but it is a full standalone. It's got 960cc injectors. The coil pack has been relocated up there, away from the turbo and everything. Oil drains in the sump. So we're basically halfway there. It means more power. It's already manual. I don't have to do all this like stuff around doing all that. And it means that we can get it all done basically before Beck's next drift day. So that's the plan. At the moment, I've just unloaded it. As you can see, I've jacked it up. Just looking underneath, getting to understand what's been done to the car and what hasn't been done. As you can see, it's on Max Pitting Rods all round. It's got Max Pitting Rods or eBay lower control arms in the rear. Doesn't look like anything's been reinforced, so we'll put a full Burnouts Unlimited reinforcement kit through it. It's had the battery relocation done, but looks like it needs a mount. It looks like it was mounted there, or was intended to be mounted there, but hasn't been finished. So we'll weld on a mount there, relocate that properly. So hopefully that kind of makes sense, and we're still going to go full steam ahead as like a bit of a budget build seat time car and Beck's drift car with this. Beck's car, funnily enough, as soon as I found this, we got Beck's car running again with the new fuel pump, and I drove it into the Panic, and it's actually running on 3 cylinders. I'll insert the video here where I tried to like get it to like clear up or whatever. It's just completely on 3 cylinders. I don't know why. The motor's super ticky. There's little things, like it still needed a lot of work. I guess I am taking somewhat the quicker option, the easier option to get this done, but I have plenty of other projects to do this year, and honestly, this is just for $1,500. It just makes the most sense because I'll sell the manual conversion that we're going to put in Beck's car for $1,500 at least. So sometimes you just got to take advantage of those marketplace deals. Super keen to get it sorted though, and hit to the dyno. There is rumours that this car made 270 horsepower, which is pretty good, so around about 200 kilowatt I think that is. A bit of a weapon for a 1.8 litre anyway. There's plenty of other things I could be doing with this car, but I can't help myself, and I want to see what size wheel we can fit under these click tuning over fenders. So I'm going to grab my VSKFs and I'm going to bolt them onto the rear. The car came with 5x114 adapters, so we're going to bolt them on the rear, see where the wheel sits, and yeah. And then we'll probably put it on the hoist and have a look underneath, make sure everything's all good before we get stuck working in it. So firstly, you look here, the spaces that we got, they're quite thin, which means they don't have they're quite thin. They don't have a big recess for the bolts. Unfortunately, the bolts hit the back of the wheel. So luckily, I already have another pair in my spares box, so I'll just grab them and we'll chuck them on. But they're a bit wider, they're like 25 mil, so we'll give it a shot, see what it comes up like. Wheels absolutely make or break a car, and the fact that I can bolt one wheel on and it's just like changes the whole look of the car is just crazy. This wheel is so overplayed now, but it's always been my favorite wheel. Like back in the day, all I wanted was 5x120 VSKFs. Yeah, let's have a look at it. Like, look at that. Yeah, like perfect fitment. Needs a little bit more low. And a trick with these fenders, they always tuck in. I mean, most over fenders always tuck in here. You just got to space this out. You just put a little foam block with a hole drilled in it behind here. See how this is like bolted really tight, hard up against the body of the car? Literally just bring that out a bit, space it out 10-15 mil, and you gain heaps of clearance here, and that will easily tuck up in there. And it's pretty, like it's got no toe in. It's actually pretty close to zero camber as well. Honestly, fits perfect. Right, so we're gonna leave it there for today. We're gonna put it up on the hoist tomorrow, have a quick look underneath, go over everything, make a list of what we need to do to finish the turbo stuff. And then that'll probably be the end of this video, because it's a bit of a short video, just updating you guys that we're not going ahead with the pink car. And then we'll get straight back into building this. In the meantime, I've got to work on my car. As you can see, sitting in there with the stickers peeled off. That's another video that you'll see soon. We'll see you tomorrow when we've got this thing up on the hoist.